Good morning. John McCarthy in Chicago. I joined CPI about 1 year ago when Caleb organized the Unite Against the Imperialists conference here. That's the one that they tried so very hard to prevent from happening, but they couldn't. If you watch enough of Caleb's streams, you probably hear him refer to me all the time as the Uhuru guy. And I should protest because for most of my 50 something years, I've been involved in political fights. So I've been involved in countless campaigns, organizations, causes. For him to reduce it all to just one single thing, I really should protest and I really should object. But of course, I'm going to spend the rest of my time this morning talking about the Uhuru 3 case. Not just because it's the most important fight going on inside the United States right now, but also because they just filed last week this amazing brief. It's the first of three. Each of the defendants is going to have one filed on their behalf. This one was filed on behalf of Penny Hess by her lawyer, Leonard Goodman, who is also from Chicago, a great fighter for civil rights and for the First Amendment. And what he wrote is amazing because it's not just a legal brief, but it is a political document, an organizing document. And it starts out by going through the history and the beliefs of the African People's Socialist Party. And then it talks about all the places that Chairman Omali Yeshitela has traveled to promote this cause. Because, yes, it's absolutely true that he went to Russia and gave two speeches to a NGO, a non-governmental organization. But it's the exact same speech that he gave in Nicaragua, in South Africa, in Spain, in Paris, in Berlin, in Ireland, and in Oxford University, England, right? The same exact speech he's been giving for decades, and that is speaking about how the descendants of Africa who have been forcibly dispersed against their will all around the earth are part of one nation, and that they are owed reparations by the United States and by the European powers. Now, you might agree with that, you might disagree with it, but he has a right to believe that. He has a right to organize around that, and he has the right to go anywhere in the world to speak on that, because the plight of Africans in America, the whole world is concerned with that. The whole world is following that. And this document then goes into the whole history of rulings around the First Amendment and free speech in the United States. It cites like about 20 something at least different cases, right, where the government has challenged free speech and has been struck down by the courts and by the Supreme Court. So I wanted to read just one part of it. If you want to hear the whole thing read, at last Sunday's meeting, Omali speaks, or I forget exactly what they call Omali teaches. It's on the Burning Spear TV YouTube channel. They read the whole entire thing. You can also go to their website and download it, the text of it, like I did. But I'm going to read this part here. This case is about pure political speech and the right to advocate dissenting views. The overt acts charged in the indictment all relate to political speech and peaceable assembly. The African People's Socialist Party defendants are accused of speaking at conferences, peaceable rallies, and multi-city speaking tours. They are accused of publishing articles in their own newspaper, including an article written by a foreign national. Most of the charged conduct targets the public criticism of official U.S. policy with respect to Russia and Ukraine. The indictment attempts to criminalize speeches in which defendants criticize NATO expansion eastward to Russia's border. The 2014 U.S.-backed coup to remove Ukraine's Russia-friendly president and replace him with a U.S. European Union puppet regime, and U.S. policy to arm Ukraine to the teeth. Defendants are alleged to have committed additional crimes by making speeches blaming the United States for provoking Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Every one of these charged offenses are protected political speech under the First Amendment. Our form of government is built on the premise that every citizen shall have the right to engage in political expression and association. This right was enshrined in the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. And then it goes on to cite a bunch of different rulings on that. I'm going to skip to the end of that section. In summary, the government here is using Section 951 to prosecute members of an activist group for political speech and activism in opposition to U.S. foreign policy. In so doing, this prosecution strikes at the heart of the First Amendment. It's 29 pages. There's a lot more in there. You should either go to Burning Spear TV, the YouTube channel, and listen to it read, or you should go to handsoffuhuru.org and download the PDF and read the whole thing. But what they've done here is turn the indictment of their movement around and make it an indictment of the U.S. government, which is what needs to happen. Now, I read that part in particular because what it's showing, what that part shows, is that not only is this an attack on the First Amendment, but in particular, it's an attack on people speaking out against this proxy war that the United States is waging against Russia. And that is why the Center for Political Innovation takes this so seriously, because yes, this case is about defending the right to organize. It's about defending the idea of reparations, defending free speech. But the thing is, in particular, what it's about is defending the right to try to stop this war. And this war is very, very close to becoming not a proxy war, but a nuclear war. And that will destroy all higher life on this planet. So there's a certain urgency behind this, right? We're not just fighting for our right to express our opinion, right? We're fighting for our right not to have our flesh melted off our skeletons. We're fighting for the right to not hand this planet over to the cockroaches. This war has to be stopped. First Amendment is always important, but right now it is particularly important for the reason that they are being targeted, and that is to stop this war. This war has to be stopped. And we at CPI are 1,000% committed to using our free speech rights to stop this war. We were endorsers of Rage Against the War Machine, and there is another rally smaller but important. It's the start of something. Coming up on August 6th, the anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. We're saying no more Hiroshimas, no more Nagasaki's, no global Hiroshima, because that's really what we're facing if the Biden administration keeps going down this path. So there's a main rally in New York City. We are sponsoring it, co-sponsoring it in coalition with some libertarians, with Nick Brown's People's Party, with the Schiller Institute, and with many, many, many other organizations. And we have to keep building. We have to let people know that Russia and China are not our enemy, that Wall Street and the neocons are, and we have to get people to fight to stop this insanity. And that's what we're doing. That's what we plan to do, and we're going to win.